Peace. What's good? How y'all doing? Today is Tuesday, August the 13th, 2019. I pray that this message reaches you all in the best of health, spirit, and mind. This was not a planned video, but I got something happened this morning that brought this up in my spirit to address this, and it, revealed a lot of things within me as far as lessons that I've had to experience over the past year, particularly over the past 5 years, but specifically over the past 1 year. And I was actually planning on sitting down and doing a video, a promo video, which I'm still going to do when I finish this one, about vibrating towards abuse, a workshop that I'm doing next Saturday or next Sunday, August the 25th. And the title of it is Seeing Yourself Through Relationship Patterns. And I'm still going to do that when I finish this. It'll be like a short 15-minute video talking about, like I said, vibrating towards abuse. And that workshop is specifically for all of the people who have reached out to me over the course of the last year, specifically with trials and tribulations about relationships, in abusive relationships, in emotionally abusive relationships, physically abusive relationships, questions about love, questions about finding your soulmate, questions about, energy in relationships. You guys know who you are. That number is well above, 100 to 200 people in different capacities. So I created a workshop for you. You can get access to it on my website right now. The cost is $19.95. It will include, I'm going to go into this in a video, so let me just put a pin in that. In the process of me sitting down and preparing myself, as well as checking my email, doing my normal morning routine, I see a number of emails from a person who will not be named, because I want to stress, this is not a video specific to any one person. This is about an energy, this is about a frequency, and this is about a mindset. And I'm going to talk about the microcosm, which is specific to my experiences, and relate that to the macrocosm, which is the overall dominant experience of living in America and living in Western civilization and living in this world in particular. There's been a lot of talk, and it comes from the Nation of Islam, and this, number has spun itself out in different capacities. I heard Erica Badu, talk about the 85-10-5. She totally explained it in a different way than the Nation of Islam explained it. But the 85-10-5 relates to 85% of the population being deaf, dumb, and blind, 10% of the population being bloodsuckers of the poor, and 5% of the population being poor righteous teachers. And that poor does not denote financial poverty. It denotes meek, so to speak. Being meek, in the Bible, it talks about the meek shall inherit the earth, etc., etc. So keep that in the in your mind frame. 85-10-5. 85% being the deaf, dumb, and blind. 10% being bloodsuckers of the poor. And when I say bloodsuckers of the poor, and I'm giving you guys my interpretation of this as a student of life and of human beings, that 10%, the original connotation was, the Illuminati, so to speak, right? I'm rounding out that definition to include energetic vampires, demonic energy, because you don't have to be rich or to be wealthy to make it your goal or your intention to try to destroy another human being. And that's what this video is specifically about. Me in particular on a microcosmic level, and then a macrocosmic level, in assessing human beings in particular, particularly America and what's happening in this climate right now. I have a very serious demeanor and a very serious energy because I'm tired. I'm at my wit's end, and I say that in full power, in full proper understanding of the time that we live in, and in full offensive, active-minded energy and intention, not defensive, scared or worried or, you know what I'm saying, in the corner crying, I'm tired of you guys messing with me. No, this is my life. I understand I have a big life. I understand what is coming towards me. I understand that every different stage of my life has been an initiation. All of the things that I've been through, the very public things, not one, not two, not three, but four very public things that have happened to me over the past 10 years have all been initiation stages. I don't look at the world through the lens of the average human being. I'm looking at the world through God's perspective. So, with that being said, let me make a statement to conceptualize how this conversation is going to go. I bind all negative energy away from me and send it back to the person who tries to send it to me. I bind all negative energy away from me. Anyone trying to destroy me, anyone wishing me harm, anyone trying to send me negative energy, people sitting around meditating on me, praying on me, preying. And yes, you guys, this is about me, but again, I wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't a bigger lesson and a larger lesson, so bear with me. I bind all negative energy away from me and send it back to you, whoever you are. This is not about one particular individual because this has been going on with me for 5 years now. Plus, I'm talking about this social media, internet paradigm, quote unquote, ZaZa Ali. And even before I changed my name to ZaZa Ali. I recognize that a lot of you guys are in hell. We talk about mental illness now like it's a, you know what I'm saying, a footnote. Oh, mental illness is a problem. You know what I'm saying? But there's no real conceptualization to how that actually manifests itself out in real time. We normalize insanity. Normalizing insanity looks like this. Women online projecting whole energy and then turning around and telling men that they should respect them. That's insanity. That goes against the laws of intellect, the laws of emotional well-being, the laws of spiritual understanding, the law of cause and effect, the law of polarity. All the universal laws, when you break them down on a human level, that is a reflection of insanity. But this video is not about that. I got an email this morning from a person who will remain nameless because she's one of many who got upset with me about something that I said in response to her on one of my Instagram posts. The post had absolutely nothing to do with what she tried to come on the post and talk about. It was something, me making a declaration about myself, my life, my mind, my spirit, had absolutely nothing to do with what this person came into the conversation talking about. So I did it like I do a lot of people now in particular. I handled it with kid gloves. I responded in a appropriate, neutral way, right? And then, like I do a lot of people who disagree with my sentiments or certain things that I might say, I wished her well, this person, right? So this person proceeds to email me multiple times yesterday. And I had email interactions before. I didn't really read the emails until this morning. By then, I'm assuming that she was in temper tantrum mode. And again, this is not just about her. This has happened to me many times over the past 5 years from absolute complete strangers. I do not know these people. So by the time I sit down, I'm preparing to do this short video to talk about relationships, right? Mind is clear, energy is clear, in a good space, etc. This person sends me a video. A 7-minute video where she is basically trying to, it's an energetic attack, right? It's the mind fuck that people do through social media. And it works with people who have thin spiritual skin. It works with people who do not know who they are. It works with millennials You know what I'm saying? Who feel some type of way because they think you might be taking a shot at them on social media. Do you know how many people I've had that have reached out to me that thought that I was, people I don't know, that thought that I was taking a shot at them because of something that I posted on social media, have absolutely nothing. They're not in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit. Reach out to me ready to fight because they thought I said something personal to them on social media. I have 40,000 people who either follow me or friend me on Facebook. 31,500 on Instagram. 35,000 on Facebook. And I'm not throwing numbers out because numbers mean something to me. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care about any of those numbers. Again, 85, 10, 5. And 5% of the 5% are the real, true, righteous teachers. So we're talking about a very small percentage of people in the world that are actually striving for mental elevation and for supreme consciousness. That is what I embody. That is what I'm striving to attract. So based on those numbers, my small numbers make sense. Those numbers actually make sense to me. And out of that number, there's probably maybe 1%. Let's say 100,000. And I know it's not a total of 100,000 people because some people follow me on Instagram and Facebook, etc. There's maybe 1% of that number of people that are actually striving to be in alignment with supreme consciousness, to elevate themselves, to get beyond the foolishness of this world. Maybe 1%. How do I know? Because these are people that are actually serious about applying themselves towards the work. Going beyond just, oh, ZaZa, that video was dope. It made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for doing that. But I'm talking about people who have actually written me, whether they invested in working with me, invested in my books, invested in my products or not. I have people that write me and tell me that I helped them pull themselves out of depression. That means something to me. I never supported your work. I never bought any of your books. I want to support you financially, but I want to let you know I was in an abusive relationship with a man at the time. I'm out of that now. I was struggling with my son, actually communicating and working with my son. We are in a much better place now. We sit down and watch your videos. That means something to me. I don't give a shit about social media followers. I don't give a shit about attention, social media attention. If I wanted social media attention, I would put on a bikini and put my ass in the camera and let the chips fall where they may. I'd sell a lot of books then. So, back to this person. Trying to play energetic mind games, energetically focused on me. She's one of many. So let me break something down to y'all. On any given month, I receive between 300 and 500 contacts from people, strangers, people who follow me, people who watch my stuff, whatever. That's on a slow month. If I put out a lot of content, that number will go up to 1,000, 1,500, maybe more than that sometimes, depending on what I'm talking about. I'm talking about messages on YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube comments. I'm talking about emails, Instagram messages, Facebook messages. People even email me stuff I have prisoners sending me letters. You know what I'm saying? My mailbox address is online, or it was online. People sending me content, sending me books, etc., right? Plus, I have an email address that if you go back through the last 5 or 10 years of me being online, you'll find old contact information from me. This is how I know when certain people contact me, because they'll hit up a certain email address that I don't even use anymore, right? So let's just lowball the number. 300 to 500 people energetically interacting with me in one way or another, right? Of that number, There's a percentage that are men specifically trying to woo me in one way or another. There are people who really have issues that are trying to work on themselves by way of, asking questions about diet, asking questions about health, asking me questions about, parenting, asking me questions about womanhood, etc., etc. There's a percentage of people that interact with me strictly to prove me wrong. They wait until I post something that they feel like there's a doorway or a segue for them to go, oh, I got her now. You posted something about, you know what I'm saying, what the science of what they were studying in Kemet, and you listed 10 points, and point number 9 wasn't accurate, so here's what it really was, right? Then there are people who literally do not like me or hate me and don't know how to leave me alone. Why would you put any type of energy into someone that you don't like? If my platform does not resonate with you, why do you watch me? Why do you follow me? Now, just to give a proper consensus on what we're talking about here, reciprocity and demonic energy. Let me conceptualize this. I'm looking at my videos on YouTube right now, from the most recent that I've talked about to, I'm going to go back a little ways. Remove the ceiling from your mind. Do they add value to your life? Live Q&A. I just sit down and talk to you guys. You ask me questions. You pick my mind. I sit down for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever. We talk about whatever. You ask me questions. I engage you. I pour into you. Change your thoughts. Women and sexuality. Practicing rhythmic breathing. The power of the subconscious mind. You left religion. Now what? Cucumber challenge and Cardi B and whatever that was about. Consciously creating your reality. Alchemy. Excuse me. Spiritual alchemy. Turning lead into gold. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. 5G networks. 5G network. Do not be afraid. Descendants of God or descendants of slavery. Vaccinations. The science of self, the study of mind. What does vibrational being mean? Visionary web series. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. When they see us in the prison industrial complex. Dealing with energy vampires. Best way to control your emotional well-being. The science of self. The mulatto problem. Make peace with yourself. Spiritual discernment. Human beings are not meant to be alone. Synchronized meditation. Pay attention to what you pay attention to. Levels of consciousness. The power of the subconscious mind. Protect your energy. The science of self, keys to manifesting your reality. Why you need a vision board. Energy compensation. Queens versus concubines. Seeing ourselves in what we attract. That's, and there's I did interviews and stuff that I reposted. That's why I'm kind of scrolling through that don't have a specific topic to them, or live Q&As. Right? My whole entire platform, everything that I have done for the past 10 years on and off social media has been to raise the consciousness of Black people in particular. Now it's about me attracting like minds and like-minded energy. Everything that I have done has been about helping people and elevating consciousness. For anybody to take a stance, a continual stance against me, unless you have a personal beef with me, it speaks more to your consciousness and this demonic energy than anything. Yes, I've made mistakes. I had a business transaction that went bad late last year. That is pretty much cleaned up at this point, fixed. Not 100%, but majority. Fixed, done. I don't talk about it. I don't need to publicly come forward and tell you about my business. When I'm ready to talk about it, I will. But even that situation was a very valuable learning experience for me because it brought me to the clarity that I have right now. I was talking to my Ia earlier this morning, right? Because I shared the video with her. She's a spiritual protector for me and one of my spirit guides in this realm. Just like I said before, my battles get fought on a spiritual level. I meant that shit. I've been persecuted my whole life, so this is not new to me. And you will not break my mind or my spirit. And she was saying to me, in a true monarchy, you can't even touch the queen. You can't even get close to a queen. You cannot pick up your telephone and get her on the line. So this idea now, we throw this word queen around. And it's disrespectful because now we have the whole frequency representing itself as a queen. So now you don't even have to aspire to be a queen. You can shake your ass on social media and then hashtag queen. You know what I'm saying? And the flock will follow. One of the lessons that has been revealed to me, and I'm not saying any of this out of arrogance. I'm a very humble, very private person. The amount of negative energy that has come at me over the past 5 years, you've never once seen me offensively talk about anybody. You could say certain celebrities because of something that happened in pop culture that I wanted to talk about and make a certain point about. You cannot go back in my history and find me offensively attacking anybody. I've been defending myself. I've been responding to people. And still, Diddy put up a comment on social media, and I had seen this before, that said something to the effect of, you know you're growing when you have the power to destroy somebody and you don't. And I'm saying that with all respect and humility because it takes humility to see people talking shit about you, lying about you, and being disrespectful about you. And you take the high road or you take the back burner and you sit back and you let it play itself out. Because again, there's a spiritual level to this. The older I get, the wiser I get. I understand I don't have to respond to everything. It takes too much energy. Again, 300 to 500 people, strangers, hit me up in one different capacity, taking my energy or wanting energy from me or wanting something from me. This relationship on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, for the most part, is not reciprocal. So let's bring that to you. How many people in your life do you have reciprocal relationships with? Or do you simply pour into, or they pour into you? Energy vampires. People write me all the time, how do I deal with energy vampires? I've done videos about this. This reality TV programming shit is out of control because, you know what I'm saying? People look at people like me who do what I do, this social media paradigm, and think that they can say or do whatever they want to do with no repercussions. Your repercussions will be played out on a spiritual level. Trust and believe that. So I have about 10 male stalkers that on any given day will send me pictures of themselves or send me weird messages or, you know what I'm saying? Try to find their way energetically into my spirit. I have people in particular that I know personally, that I've worked with in some capacity. Not just one person, multiple people behind the scenes trying to sabotage and destroy me. I'm not complaining. This is not a woe is me video. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. But what I do want to let you know is that you are not going to break me. And your energy and your intention towards me is not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of you. So let me bring this full circle because the way I'm wired, the way that I grew up, right? The sentiments and the involvement of my upbringing made me very internally focused. I always look at myself. I'm always trying to figure out, why did this happen to me? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why, okay, granted this person did this or did that. Okay, but cool. But why did this happen to me? Why did I attract this situation? Why did I attract this energy? Why did I attract that comment? Why did this person email me? Why is this person emailing me threatening my life because of something I said in a video? Why are these people creating websites and Instagram pages trying to destroy and attack me? What did I do that was so demonic? Because like attracts like, right? Am I in alignment with this shit? No. But I do have a bigger mission as far as my soul is concerned, and the bigger level of qualifications in order for me to become who I am. I am becoming who I'm meant to be. So this is what I talk about. When you watch my videos, when people do my workshops, when people work with me on a one-on-one capacity, I didn't know it was going to be this much work. I didn't know I was really going to have to stop and really analyze my life and look at myself. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Most people don't want to do the work on themselves. Most people hide behind drugs, alcohol, social media, porn, money, financial things, material things, having a bunch of people around them because they do not want to do the work on themselves. This is why mental abuse, mental illness and anxiety and depression and suicide and all of this stuff is prevalent. Yes, human beings have problems. We're struggling. We're suffering. But there is an answer to every problem that you face. Are you willing to do the work? I'm lost, ZaZa. I don't know what to do with my life. I feel like I'm at a crossroads. I'm at a peak. All right, cool. I put up a worksheet. I did a workshop. I'm addressing all the things that you're struggling with. I put together a package of worksheets that you can do, as well as a format that you can work on in order to help you get to the next level of yourself. It's on my website for $15.95. Oh, okay. When you do your next live, I'm gonna come back and ask you the same question again, because we're entertainers. And when I say we're, that even, deserves contextualization, but I won't get into that. Because there's levels of people online that will sit down and talk to you about nothing but themselves. And you love it because that's the frequency that you vibrate on. Or talk about nothing but celebrities, and you love it because that helps you to resolve or to limit the amount of time and attention that you have to give to yourself and what you're not doing in your life. You write me a message or say, my life is in shambles. All right, cool. Well, you can sign up on my website for a consultation to speak to me directly, or you can sign up to do my 30-day program on my website, and we can work directly in an intimate capacity, and I can help you. If you think my videos are beneficial for you, when you work with me in an intimate capacity, that's going to skyrocket. All of my clients, for the most part, have. Oh, okay, I'll hit you up. But when I'm willing to get on the phone and talk to people for free and pour myself into them energetically for a 45-minute to 1 hour time period, that will suffice, because you don't really want to do the work. Because working with me, talking to me, watching my videos, reading my books, reading my workbook, it requires self-reflection. That's what my whole entire journey has been about. Internal self-reflection. I tell you my flaws. People try. There's this whole thing online where she's a agent. So and so proved it. No, I came forward and publicly talked to people about the fact that I had a case and was convicted of mortgage fraud. I made that public. Not when it happened. After I was through the storm. Here's what happened to me. Here's what you can learn from this. I don't have nothing to hide. I'm not ashamed of that. That's one of the best things that could ever happen to me. Because the shit that people talk about, I actually experienced it. Going up against the system of racism, white supremacy, I experienced that. And still came back with my mental and my spiritual faculties intact. Didn't compromise myself. They didn't break my will or make me bend over backwards, contrary to what you might hear online. The video I talked to you guys about, I'm going to do it when it talks about relationships and whatnot. But I'm going to be doing videos online in a very limited capacity because I'm recognizing that the work that I do on myself, the standards that I have for myself, the personal integrity that I have for myself, you have no idea what I've been through in the past year. You have no idea the amount of internal reflection. Talk about the dark night of the soul. If you're familiar with that, I've experienced that. I've had to look myself directly in the mirror. Internally, where are you falling short? Where are you doing well? All this, and mind you, this is all happening while I am intentionally and consistently pouring into other people that don't pour back into me, and it's okay. Having to internally reflect and work through my own problems, my own demons, my own issues, and at the same time still pouring into other people. Consistently. So again, 1 to 2% of the people that actually follow my content are actually serious about working on themselves, changing their lives, changing the trajectory of who and what they are. A lot of people just want to be entertained by me, to sit down like you go to church on Sunday, you have a feel-good moment, and then by Wednesday you in hell again. So you want to come back on Sunday in order to get a feel-good moment again. You won't really do the internal work in order to elevate your consciousness and get out of hell, because there's a part of you that's actually satisfied or accustomed to hell. People get complacent in living in squalor. It's a scientific and a biological thing that actually takes place. And I talk about this in my workbook, where your bloodstream, your brain is releasing a chemical into your bloodstream. You get addicted to trauma and don't even realize it. You get addicted to pain and don't even realize it. You get addicted to suffering and don't even realize it. So here comes somebody that says you don't have to live like this. There's a better way. You can invest in me and support me, but even if you don't, I've left a long line of content for you to understand you don't have to live like this. That's a spiritual attack to a demon. That's a spiritual confrontation to demonic energy. Health and well-being, wellness. Christ is a consciousness, not a person for you to worship. Here are great women that preceded us that we can look to and study, so we don't have to be studying these hoes. Yes, so-and-so a rapper is great, but you have the potential to be just that and more, doing whatever it is that your greatness is. Here's how to work around energy vampires. Here's how to become a vegan. Here's how to become a vegetarian. Here's how to properly breathe. Here's the meditation for you to use at night in order to calm your central nervous system, in order to tap into your highest self. Change the frequency of your life. Here's this scholar and that scientist and this spiritual teacher and this spiritual leader and this book and this video and that video. Here's a plethora of information to help you get free. That attacks a demonic energy. I see y'all. I see it. I feel it. But I just want to let you know, and again, let me emphasize, I bind all negative energy meant for me, sent to me through email, through video, through text message, through Instagram, through Facebook, through the internet in general, through the airways of the human brain, which is an actual physical entity, not just some random thought you think and then it goes out into Neverland. No, that shit goes out into the ethers and creates things. If you were powerful, it could impact me. But because you have a weak vibration, all it's going to do is end up going out into the universe and reflecting back to you. That's how it works. That's why I say my battles get fought on a spiritual level. I bind all negative energy meant for me, bind and send it back to you. Not individually, the energy, the consciousness, the frequency, the demonic energy. So there's duality in all things. This is what the persecution is about. Because two opposing frequencies can't exist in the same reality at the same time. This is why when Donald Trump gets in office, everything goes batshit. Everything goes crazy. The soul of America comes to the forefront because he is the spearhead or the energetic leader of this nation. You could say he's not your president or not, but if you turn on CNN right now, that's who you're going to see. That's who they're talking about. That's who all the entertainers are talking about right now. Giving him even more power. Boycott Trump, march against Trump, anti-Trump. Talking about him in the lyrics, talking about him in the language of the culture. You are empowering that energy. That's how it works on a spiritual level. That's why I don't need to talk about politics and racism. The most of the negative energy that comes to me comes from my people. And when I say my people, I'm talking specifically about Black people in America. And I'll contextualize that saying, you might be my skin folk, that don't mean you my kinfolk. I'm looking for like-minded energy, energetic, spiritually minded, abundance-minded, frequency-based people. And that doesn't mean you have to be the Dalai Lama floating on a damn magic carpet or having had read 50 books on quantum physics. You can be straight up out the hood. If you have an energetic pureness about yourself, ready, willing, and able to learn, striving for a better way of life, that's what I'm about. I'm a student before I'm anything. It bewilders me how people talk about me in this way, like I'm just this caricature, scam artist, fraud, agent, arrogant, narcissist. The things that people say about me, like I don't have people that actually know who I am. I'm a real live human being. If I was any of those things, trust me, there's a much easier way to go about this than what I do. I wouldn't be writing books. I wouldn't be doing videos talking about energy vibration. And I wouldn't be silent when people are constantly attacking me. Trying to expose some shit. Expose the good that I've done. Expose the lives that I've changed. Expose the work that I do on myself every single day. The mental and emotional and spiritual obstacle course that is in the essence of my being every single day. I really live this. Self-accountability and blame are two different things. And I have this written down because it's what I want to talk about in my next video, but it's relative to the conversation. If you're sitting back and pointing the finger at anybody right now in your life about anything, you have not taken self-accountability at this point. There are no victims. There is no unfair in the laws of the universe. All things work to serve the greater good. I've taken major losses in my life. I've taken major losses by way of people. People have deceived me and disappointed me in so many different instances in my life. Is that the specific message that I convey? People are going to disappoint you. Don't trust nobody. That's the underlying sentiment of the consciousness of this world. Never trust anybody. You've never heard me say that. And I have every reason. If you look at my life on paper, I'm not talking about the last 5 years. I have a full-fledged life I have lived outside of what you see of me on social media. Vibrate higher. Clean up your energy. Elevate your consciousness, and you will attract better people. That's been my message. What does that mean? I take full self-accountability for the people who have backstabbed me, for the people who have betrayed me. Not for them. I don't take accountability for them. That's demonic energy. But they played a role in my elevation and my growth. I don't point the finger and I don't place blame. And I've said things in the past that people took as a reflection of that, when really what I was trying to do was lay out to you, this is how this happened. I'm going to give you the specifics, but the specifics don't really matter. The spiritual lesson for me is what matters. The spiritual lesson for you is what really matters. If you don't like what I represent, don't watch. I don't watch reality TV. I don't like to see women online fighting themselves and has absolutely no substance, disrespecting one another, disrespecting themselves, creating a caricature of black women in particular. I don't watch reality TV. There's nothing in it for me. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not here to stroke your mental or spiritual or physical or whatever aspect of you there is. I am an author. I write books for a living. And I have a spiritual job that my internal work precedes any of this. So I'm tired. Right? And this isn't the first time that you guys have heard me say this, but this is the reality of my situation and my work and where I'm going from here right now is crystal clear for me. It was before what happened this morning happened. I had another female on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, out of nowhere, write me this long, crazy message attacking me. Somebody I tried to help, somebody who's never bought any of my products, never done any, attacking me out of nowhere for nothing. This is an ongoing thing for me, is what I'm trying to say to you. This is not new for me. And there are people who, based on what happened in my business situation with a trip last year, that may have a valid reason for not liking me, even though most of that has already been cleaned up. Should have been fully cleaned up at this point, but unfortunately for me, the financial loss and the spiritual lesson, you know what I'm saying? It took a little longer than what I expected, but I'm clear now. I understand. Ashe, thank you to the universe and thank you to the ancestors. I did a trip before that trip and I've done a trip afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I've made mistakes. I've done things that, based on running my businesses from a heart-based frequency, from a heart-based energy, that came back to bite me. But the lessons that I've learned from that and the penalty that I paid on a spiritual level, you can't throw that in my face anymore. I don't give a shit what video you saw. I don't care what nobody said about me. I know who I am. And I paid a heavy price. Not because I scammed somebody or because I did somebody wrong, but because I've been misinterpreting the lessons and the laws that the universe has bestowed upon me. They say Musa had to surround himself with a ring of fire to be able to deal with the people that he came to teach and help. I keep bringing myself into this environment, trying to help people, thinking I can weed out the 1 or 2%, that's about to stop. But I wanted to publicly let people who are trying to prey on me in an energetic and in an emotional and in a spiritual way know that I will not be broken. And I'm never going to give you the benefit of coming forward and addressing you publicly or putting your name out there, or that's too much to speak your name from my mouth. Like I was talking about earlier, you can, in a real monarchy, you can't even get amongst a queen. You can't even get in her presence, let alone get her on the phone. So, I have the amount of content that I'm going to be putting on YouTube is getting ready to be minimized. I'm going to repurpose all of my content. I'm leading everybody towards a private Facebook group that I have, so I don't have to deal with this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So people don't have to watch my videos and then declare war on me because something I said brought up some demonic energy in them, right? I'm filtering my content in a different type of direction so that people who are really serious about a higher standard of living and a quality of life will have somewhere to go where they can talk to me directly and interact with me directly without the trolls and the negative energy and the doing live and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, somebody coming on putting 20 comments. Who raised these people? Where do you come from? How did you cultivate that? How do you have that type of energy to focus on another human being? The antithesis, the spiritual and negative energy. I don't do fans, even though people say they're my fans. I'm a fan of your work. I'm a spiritual being. I'm being who I am. You know what I'm saying? So when people say that to me, it's kind of like, thank you, but the supporters, I appreciate you. The like minds, I definitely love and appreciate you. And people who really want to do the work and focus on themselves, that's who I'm trying to attract. That's what I'm trying to gravitate towards. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still studying. I'm still experiencing life. I'm still figuring it out in the same way that you guys are. But what I'm not going to do is allow myself to be a energetic punching bag for people who are miserable in their own lives, who want to attack me because your demonic energy is acting up. So now you want to have a temper tantrum because something that I said on one of my platforms irritated you. You don't have to declare war on me because you don't agree with something I said. That's what children do. And children don't even really do that. But that's something reserved for immature, childish behavior. You don't have to declare war on anybody you don't agree with. There's a lot of people that I have an opinion about. People that have said things about me, people who have not said things about me. There's a lot of people that I have an opinion about. But on a spiritual level, for me to engage that energy would only magnify it in my world. Those people have no power in my reality. Why would I engage that? There is a very high level of energetic, demonic energetic frequency that is running rampant on social media, and it's palatable in America now. Protect your dome, because energy is everything. And what's happening right now on a spiritual level, we are being forced to go back into the rudimentary, basic aspects of who we really are. It's not enough anymore to focus on buying a house and having a picket fence and a 2-car garage. That's not enough anymore. I know miserable people that have those things. You vote, you pay your taxes, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a good job, and that's the end all be all. There was a time when that would satisfy your physical self. We're living in a time now where the spiritual expectations upon human beings have elevated, escalated. So a lot of people are getting ready to get left behind. And I'm maneuvering my platforms so that as I try to help the people who are trying to move into those states of consciousness, I don't become a punching bag for demonic and negative energy in the process. And even if you try, again, it's not going to work because I bind all negative energy that is sent in my direction back against, away from me and back to you. So you suffering, you struggling, you worried, you experiencing self-doubt, you involved in a relationship that's dragging the life out of you. You work a job and your boss is your massa, literally. Single mother, single father, convicted felon, or, you know what I'm saying? Former housewife, corporate career. Got everything at your disposal and you still miserable. All these different layers of people, of human beings. Human beings are fragile. That's why I moved out of that judgment space. I look back at some of my content. I was very judgmental towards people. I don't apologize for it because I know what my intention was. I had the best of intentions. But human beings are fragile. And I know what it's like to be put up on the proverbial cross. You struggling and suffering in your life and you really trying to elevate yourself and elevate your consciousness. I'm not doing live Q&As anymore. So if you want to work with me in some capacity, you can get an ebook, you can get a workbook, you can do a workshop, or you can work with me directly. Our relationships are about to become reciprocal. And on Fridays, when I come on YouTube, I'm going to do trending topics and headline news, like a news reporting type of thing. And I'm still even conceptualizing how I'm going to do that. Because again, I have to energetically prepare myself to come into that space because of all of the bullshit that I have to deal with in that medium. ZaZaAli.com is my website. And I just really felt like I needed to sit down and just convey this message. And if you don't care, don't comment. You know what I'm saying? If you feel some type of way about me, just keep it pushing. I sat down for 52 minutes and talked about my life and myself. You could have stopped at 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like all the combative, argumentative, low vibration, ignorant, self-hating, projecting hate on other people. You make me want to, you talk about reading, I don't want to read, so I hate you. You talk about consciousness, I don't want to be conscious, I want to be ignorant, so I hate you. All that shit, take that for the birds. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a really, really, really good space right now, and I have clarity because I've been trying to figure out with all of the good that I've done, like why. I've had resentment in my heart and my spirit. This is a true confession. And my resentment and my anger within myself and me analyzing myself, I'm putting it all on the scales. I'm putting it on the scale of life. Okay, here's the good that I've done. Here's the mistakes that I've made. The scale is like this. I'm trying to understand while I'm teaching. You know what I'm saying? Be what you want to attract. So my science is not adding up in my mind. I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning what I've done for the past 10 years of my life. I have clarity now. All things work for the greater good. I will not be a victim or continue to be persecuted based on this low vibration, low frequency, demonic energy shit. And if you have, some sort of hatred towards me or negative energy, or you sitting back meditating on me, sending me negative energy, negative emails, get in line. This didn't just happen. This has been happening to me for a long time. I'm able to contextualize it now, though. I'm not questioning myself anymore. It's the duality in nature. It's the time that we live in right now, where ignorance and low vibration is prevalent. Anybody who represents on an authentic level, not, I wrote a book and said, being it is. I'm talking about on an authentic, real, internal level. What I think about me is the only thing that matters. How I feel about myself is the only thing that matters. What I see when I look in the mirror is the only thing that matters. That's what's real to me. Not what you think about me because of what somebody else said or because of how you feel because of something that I said. So take everything that I said and flip that and let it resonate in your own life. Let it manifest in your own life. You surrounded by energy vampires, or you can't figure out why you can't figure it out. I've been there for a year. I can't figure out why I can't figure it out. I read books. I study. I watch documentaries. I listen to intelligent, wise people. I meditate. I do yoga. I do time in nature. And I can't figure out why I can't figure it out. This is why I'm good with working with my clients. This is why their lives change. Because I don't play with people's mind and I don't play with people's energy. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't figure it out. Why am I being punished? Why am I being persecuted? Because there's another level. And this is an initiation. So I'm thankful. Thankful to you people who write these comments on my YouTube videos. You people who send me these messages. You people who done videos about me. Still to this day. I'm thankful for every single one of y'all. And I'm not even saying that tongue in cheek or trying to be funny. All things work for the greater good. You all serve the queen. Thank you very much. Because I'm not questioning myself no more. And I'm not looking for validation anymore. You know what I'm saying? I have a very clear understanding of who I am right now and what my mission is. And I feel sorry for you. I pity you. And pity is a very useless, you know what I'm saying? Even when I say the word, it's like, anytime other people spend that much time trying to sabotage or trying to destroy another human being. So you who sent me that video this morning, I pity you. The female who sent me that disrespectful comment on Instagram, I pity you. Men sending me dick pics and all this weird stuff, I pity you. People attacking me because I won't talk about what they want to talk about, or they don't agree with what I said, or I won't submit to their will, I pity you. There's about to be a time where this dynamic, this online dynamic, I'm not gonna be accessible like this, because I've paid a major price for making myself accessible like this. A major emotional and mental and spiritual price for making myself accessible like this. And people take. And then have the audacity to call me passive aggressive or a narcissist. Why aren't you still pouring into people? Why aren't you still giving without expecting anything to in return? How dare you? This is the proverbial cross. The concept of Christ in consciousness, that's what this is all about. It's a level of consciousness. So I wish you well. You watching this and you listen to this and you actually listen to me talk about my life and myself. Talk about something that matters to me instead of me just getting on here and creating a conversation that will help you and that will benefit you and that will serve you. You took the time to listen and to actually see me. Thank you very much. That's what matters to me. ZaZaAli.com is my website. I'm going to put up the video in just a second about relationships. That workshop is on the 25th. The video that I put up, Removing the Ceiling from Your Mind, that is a workshop that I put up that is now available for anybody for $15.95 to go and purchase, as well as all the other content. We're living in a very great and dreadful day right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not willing to look within and to work on yourself and to fine tune yourself, whatever your current state of suffering is going to be magnified. That has absolutely nothing to do with whether you work with me, whether you watch my videos or not. This is the reality that we're living in today. ZaZaAli.com is my website. And if you want to contact me directly, email me at info@ZaZaAli.com. Peace and love.